I'm editing this week anyways, so we're live. We're live now. And he decided to go grab a beer as we're live. But that's okay. Hi, I'm Mitch. I don't know if you don't know me. Some call me the Mitch Burns. Twitch notification.
Mitch.
What? We're live, so be careful what you say.
You're live?
We're live, so be careful what you say.
My friend's house that I'm staying at, have you seen these before?
Are those like the things you can like talk to your pet, their cameras?
It might also do that, but this it puts a laser pointer on the ground and just moves it randomly, and the cat goes nuts for it, and it is so funny to watch.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Hilarious. And like,
I need a laser pointer.
Yeah, you should, or just get that thing. And the host, or the girl's house I'm staying at, she was like, just make sure to turn it off so you don't torture the cat for hours and hours. The cat will just follow it around, dude. It's really funny. And I can't imagine it's very expensive because this thing's hollow and it just charges back here.
Oh, good. Okay.
But man, I was dying laughing watching this cat follow this thing around. Yeah, how's your new adopted cat?
Hey, are you gonna come over here? Oh, he's amazing. He's fat.
He is fat.
He's a fatty. Hey, I'm gonna grab him. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, here. He doesn't like sitting on people's laps or on people at all.
Yeah,
which is probably good because he's
that's the problem I have with cats, man.
He's probably weight conscious. Hey?
Yeah, he heard us talking.
I mean, Toby. Jesus. Corey. That's his name.
Has it destroyed or eaten anything it shouldn't have?
No, not at all. He's like literally like fucking perfect. He gets in the couch though, and then I need to like staple the back of the couch. But yeah, here, lay down. Just lay down. But yeah, he's got a weight problem, so we got to fix it. So, I guess I'll hit the music.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I wanted to send the live. How do I send the live chat? Share?
You can send it through.
Oh, YouTube. If I just go to our YouTube. Right?
Yeah, if you just share our YouTube link, or you can. There is a share thing. I don't know. I gotta check the chat. Someone's in there. Someone said hello. John said, "Hi guys. He's a big chonker. He is a big chonker." Thanks, Jonathan.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Welcome to our live show.
Big chonker. Are we on YouTube then?
Yes.
We're live already? Okay.
Looks like it.
Okay. I'll send it to people too, since we're... John, you're almost done work. Oh, goodbye, fatty. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, me too. All right. Music.
Hit me with the music.
I'm editing this episode anyways, so.
Oh, I don't think the music played last time when I recorded. Did you notice that?
Oh, it's such an issue with the music, the media. I don't know. It's hard to, yeah.
Is it outside of Riverside that
I can't hear you now.
Oh, I don't hear it.
You can hear me?
No, I can hear you. I can't hear the music.
Oh. Wow, we are a technical fuck up today. There's the cat. And here's the music.
There we go.
Welcome to the Hollywood Persona Podcast. Here are your hosts, Mitch and Amp.
everyone. Welcome to the Hollywood Persona Podcast, episode 74. My name is Mitch. That is Ant. That's my new cat. He saw it walk by. If you're watching live, his name is Corey. How are you, Ant?
Great, man. We've got some good horror movies to talk about.
We do. 2 are horror, and 1 is about a horrific person.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but I got more to say about that movie later because yeah, and I've got some other movies that I'm going to talk about. Obviously, I'm doing my 31 days of horror, but we are going to talk about Terrifier 3 with Art the Clown, Smile 2, it's a sequel, obviously, to the smash hit that was Smile a few years ago. The Apprentice, all about Mr. Donald Trump. I don't know if Ant has left us again right when we go live. I'm going to keep going because he doesn't need to be here for this part. Yeah, so The Apprentice we're going to talk about, and I'm also going to talk about a couple little movies that I've seen. Ant, I don't know if you're listening, but just hold on. Hang tight. Computer crashed. All right. Well, I'm sorry if you watch this program for Ant because you just get me right now. The one thing I want to talk about is, where are my notes? Right. Blade. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen the originals Blade. They came out in the 90s and early 2000s, starring Wesley Snipes, but they were supposed to be making a new Blade movie. They announced it 5 years ago. The Marvel Universe was supposed to do that. And if you watch the newest Deadpool movie, Deadpool versus Wolverine, and Wolverine, there was a Blade thing in there. Anyways, I don't want to give anything away. But so this Blade movie that was announced over 5 years ago has been pushed off of the schedule indefinitely. It was supposed to come out next year, November 7th, 2025. But good news is the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands, has taken its place. So we're getting a new Predator movie, and they're putting it in theaters, unlike their last movie, Prey, which went right to Hulu. And yeah, so that is the news about Blade. And it looks like we have Ant back. I just told them about Blade moving and everything, how it was announced like 4 or 5 years ago, and how this is ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's gonna happen, man.
It's just crazy. Like Mahershala Ali, this is unusual for Marvel. You know what I mean? To like
Right.
to drop the ball like this on something so big, something they even Blade was even like in a post-credit sequence after the Eternals.
Right. He's already filmed a piece of it. Like, how hard is it to get Mahershala killing zombies?
Like, he has already said, like, Mahershala Ali has never once left the cast. It's just been the directors that have kind of left because time has gone on. And Mahershala was like, I'll do it. Just let's do it.
Yeah, and you know, and with it, you know, we've said this on the podcast before with them talking about it being PG-13. That's already at a disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that is, especially when the old ones are R.
Right. The old ones are R. It's free, and you know what? This gets me on a topic. Any other vampire movie, like vampire or vampire adjacent movies, that have been PG-13 are usually crappy.
I'm going to talk about one later today.
Yeah, man, episode. They just don't work. Vampires are we just saw The Crow. That's not really vampires, but vampire adjacent, right?
Right. But Abigail, like this year, was rated R, and it used that to, it's like, you know what I mean, and everybody liked it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, because vampires are, you know, bloody, sexy, like they just need to be R. So, and with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Exactly.
Why would they not? You know, maybe these changes will make it R, but that's just like,
especially with it having a Blade relationship there. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. But Whatever. Yeah, so that was basically the only thing I was gonna say. I just hope all you Americans have voted. Ant says he did today, or not today, but recently.
Yeah, a week ago. I did last week.
So I just have questions about that, if that's okay, if you don't mind. I know we're
Not at all.
but so has everyone voted by now, or is it like
No. So it's just early voting, and that's just for the state of Georgia.
okay,
Everyone goes to vote on November 2nd, I think, or whatever, next Tuesday.
November 5th is the day we find out who
Oh yeah.
becomes president, I think.
So, but yeah, all all 50 states have different rules. So
Okay.
some states do early voting, some don't. And but it's nice for Georgia because to give you more time, it just gives more people the ability to go vote.
Right.
And
And
it should just be a national holiday so that everyone's off, so that everyone can go vote. That seems like a
That's true.
no-brainer,
yeah,
but it's
no
not.
matter what day it falls on, whatever, it should be like a holiday.
Yeah, just or a half day, or no bit like a yeah, make it like a Sunday or something. Just so everyone can vote, no matter the party. Just let everybody have the day to go vote.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say though that most polling places are open like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you can either go before work or after work.
Yeah,
Like they do make it, but yeah,
that's like us here, and we have early voting as well. Are they still doing the machine voting?
So yeah, so this time it's actually kind of cool that it's both.
Okay.
You do a machine, they give you a little credit card with a chip on it. You put your chip in the machine, you do your votes, and that counts your vote, but then they give you a printout, and that printout you hand to another person, and that goes into a locked bin with a seal. So if there's an issue with the electronic, or they need to recount, something's fishy, they can break that seal and count the votes.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty secure. It's pretty secure.
Well, I mean, because I remember I can't remember Dominion Systems or something.
Yeah. That's one of the big ones.
They got in shit, or not in shit, but they were like talking about, or I think Trump made all these claims about them.
Yeah, they were accused. Fox News accused them.
And now then they sued Fox News and Trump, I think.
Correct, because they were untrue claims or not verified. And it made them look bad as a company because they do all kinds of other things besides just voting machines.
Oh yeah, that's what apparently they got some money out of that.
I think they did. I think they did. I think they won the suit against Fox News, or they settled, meaning, Fox News admits guilt, or they don't have to admit guilt. You know how the legal stuff works. So
leave that alone.
So yeah.
So that was the two things that I wanted to talk about, I think. Just one other thing. I posted on our Instagrams our box office draft for the last year, our box office game that we do. We've done the 3, and you have won 2 and I have won 1. You have a lot of big budgets for this quarter, and I don't. So we'll see how that goes. You have Gladiator and Wicked, but did you see the budget for Red 1?
No, I didn't. 150?
250.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I posted it. Everyone can go look at what movies we picked and their budgets. I did accidentally get the budget wrong for Saturday night. It did not cost 265 million. It cost 26 million. I accidentally put a 5 in there.
I have an interesting side note for the movie Saturday Night. A guy I work with at AMC was in that movie, and you can see him during the movie. Yes, he's one of the producers, the aides.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'll take a screenshot for you and show you.
Sorry, I'm not showing you the cat.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it in the chat. Right. Yeah.
So yes, that is my fat cat, Corey. I love him. Mitch, show thick man. Anyway, so let's get into what we're watching.
Wait, no, I have one other question for you. How are you doing in your 30 days of horror? How many have you done? How many do you have left?
Right. How dare you ask me that question?
I got to keep you accountable, man.
I know. Hold on.
I'm holding.
25 Days of Horror. For some reason, I have like 32 movies in here. I'm just kind of like going crazy with it. But I have seen American Psycho, Blair Witch 2, Bug, I watched, House of Spoils, It's What's Inside, Salem's Lot, the original, Salem's Lot, the new one, Smile 2, Terrifier 3, Kato Lake, and Climax are the ones that I've seen from that list.
Oh yeah, and I owe you Labyrinth.
You do owe me Labyrinth, but I kind of cheated and put Climax in my horror one, but it works. And I've also seen a movie called Rippy or The Red, which I am almost done. I started it, but
Okay.
yes. Oh,
I see
Forrest
it.
wants to know. Okay,
I see it.
what's the vape flavor then?
Um,
Oh Jesus,
some stupid name like grape lemon.
yeah, nice.
I
Someone
hate.
shouldn't
I
have-
gotta complain about the vapes. They all have 2 or 3 names. Like if I just want mango or mint,
Right.
that
right.
doesn't exist. It's
No, you're getting mango with strawberry.
yeah,
whether you like it
cosmic
or
mint,
not.
strawberry lemonade pink. Like come on.
This friend who is commenting tried to talk me into getting them a vape, and I stood my ground because they are too young to be vaping.
What's the age limit in Ontario?
I think it's the same as smoking, 18, 19.
Okay, it's different here.
I'm sure he'll tell me. Or like,
Some places it's 18 here. Some places it's 21. It's so crazy.
how old do you have to be to get lottery tickets there?
18.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 19 to drink or smoke here.
Okay.
18
Yeah, like
to buy a
the
lottery.
state next to me, it's 19 to get it, but it's really, really stupid. Yeah, I've seen the phone vapes.
I'm not doing very good, but like the other day I watched. You know how long Salem's Lot is? The
No.
original. 3 hours because it was
Whoa.
a TV. It was a TV miniseries,
Right.
and I didn't know that, so I threw it on my list. So I watched that and the new Salem's Lot in one day, and I was like,
Wow.
okay, I'm done. But the original, the miniseries was directed by Toby Hooper, who did
Oh, yeah.
Texas Chainsaw, and that's like my favorite horror movie. So I was like, hey, I'm all in. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. Which movie do you want to start? Oh no, tell us a little bit about the box office, just because
Yeah.
it's kind of fun with Terrifier and all that shit.
Yeah. So I'll cover the box office for last week. So this was this past weekend, which would be ending on the 20th, Sunday the 20th. Smile 2 took the weekend with 23 million, and then the Wild Robot behind it, and then Terrifier in Terrifier 3 in third place, Beetlejuice in its 7th week. Then We Live in Time, and then Joker at 6th place, dropping another huge 69% drop after its 81.5% drop. So it's just unreal, and it's going to top it. It's not even going to make 65 million, Joker.
Yeah.
So that's like, worse than Top Gun Maverick's 16 week in theaters. Which it couldn't happen to a more deserving movie. That movie sucks.
It couldn't happen to a more deserving movie.
I don't feel bad at all. Like I really hate the movie. I'm like,
technically, sorry, man, I just talked.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Technically, worldwide, it's made its budget back. Almost, it's at like 190 million, which I just saw that today.
Oh, interesting.
Which I saw and that's fucking shocking. And it cost like 200 million to make. So, and I drafted that movie.
Oh,
like,
no.
So I'm glad it's going to maybe break even, but obviously anyone who is in the movie or movie industry or likes movies knows that is not actually the budget. There's a lot more. They don't add the advertising budget onto that. So there is a lot more.
Right.
How do we feel about Saltburn? We both loved Saltburn. I think I loved it a little bit more than Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Promising Young Woman, her first movie, a little better. Saltburn was like
That's true.
it was good. I like it.
fucking love Saltburn.
It was
I need to watch
shocking.
it. You know what? I have that end scene just on a loop in my house of Barry Keoghan just dancing.
Oh,
around
dancing
the house.
naked. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, so let's talk about. We gotta talk about Terrifier 3. Let's go there first.
Sure, let's
Mr.
do it.
Art the Clown is back in his. Well, technically, this is his fourth showing. The director Damien Leone, he had a short in a movie called All Hallows Eve, and that is where Art the Clown first showed up. And now this is his fourth iteration. Basically, Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos on the unsuspecting residents of Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve.
And have you seen 1, 2, and 3?
I have, and I've seen All Hallows Eve. I'm an Art the Clown freak or fan. So this stars David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown and Lauren Lavera
from Atlanta, the city I'm in right now. Yep.
Like, she's not. I love her. She's not like the best actress.
No,
but like,
she's not. She's gotten better. I think she's better in this than the second one.
And I don't know if you know who Danielle Harris is, but she's kind of like, she was like a slasher queen. She's been in some of the Halloween movies and a lot of other stuff. She's a very pretty girl and woman. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, and they remind me of each other. Sorry.
It also stars her brother, who is not that great of an actor.
No, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's such a real person, though. Like, like, I know we were texting about it, and I feel like he's just like, I don't know. He reminds me of my ex's little brother, so I think he just to me seems like this real person. But anyway, so this girl has been in all 3 movies, right? She was in the first one, right?
Oh, I thought she was only in 2 and 3.
Yeah, that actually, I think you're right. Sorry. So she's been in the last 2. This one is her second. I'm gonna look that up. But anyways, Art the Clown, it ends with the last one. The last movie ends, and then him and oh my god, this is like hard to explain, but it's like stupidly hard to explain,
Yeah, right, because it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter, but so essentially Art the Clown, and the last movie ends with, well, Art the Clown maybe has died, but has found a way to come back to life. It's basically like Jason or who's
Michael Myers.
Freddy Fingers. Come on, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Freddy Krueger. But anyway, so Michael Myers too. He can't be killed.
So anyway, so it basically starts with his head, and there was a little girl in the last one, and she dies, and she takes over this body of this woman who was in the first movie.
Oh,
who got her
disfigured face. Right?
She was the only survivor from the first movie, and so the pale girl, that is her name, which is the little girl, she takes over the body of the survivor from the first movie, and then now Art and this girl are working together, but for some reason they have to hibernate for 5 years. So they go into this old abandoned house and they sit down and they basically turn off, and then so 5 years later, these construction workers happen upon the house. I think they're going to tear it down, and they find this girl is like, she does not look well, and they find Art the Clown. And the movie originally starts off with a family of 4 with 2 kids brutally dying, and so that's hard to watch. But yeah, I guess I don't really have to say anything else. Essentially, he's dressed as Santa Claus the whole movie. There is some very funny moments with that. I found the bar scene to be very funny. I don't know about you.
I did too. A great cameo there.
Who is that?
That is Ron Howard. No,
it's not.
Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard. Yes.
The one sitting or the one behind the bar? The
shorter guy with the short hair.
Okay.
Gray beard. He's in lots of 80s movies like Apollo 13.
Okay.
He's just always like some side character. And they even made a joke about him in Family Guy.
Oh,
Yeah, an episode
shit.
where Dan Aykroyd comes to Quahog.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
they say
They,
something like, "Is this an '80s movie?" Oh, that must mean Ron Howard's younger brother is in this movie, and they point to him.
okay, that's
So that was Clint
Clint
Howard.
Howard. There he is,
Yeah,
Smokey, and that's a very funny scene. It goes on for a lot longer than I thought it would, which is something I know we're going to talk about. But that was very funny. There's a couple other funny scenes. It's just the best part of these movies is Art the Clown and the practical effects. I love
definitely.
these movies. I mean, I wouldn't know who to recommend them to, because they're the goriest movies we've seen in, I don't know, I can't really think of any horror movie that's gorier
I
these
can't think of
days.
any either. Like, In a Violent Nature or whatever that was. That has a
That
pretty
had some of it, yeah.
some cool, like, but this is consistent gore from scene
Yes.
to scene to scene. And this movie's whole objective is to try and get you to turn it off, walk out of the theater, pass out, puke. That's what it's going for. Like the plot's not that complicated. The characters aren't that interesting. It's really here as a showcase for the disturbing gore effects, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that because
Yeah. I love
it's
practical effects and
yeah,
anything.
it's a
Like,
really cool demo reel of what they can do now with practical effects, or maybe they could have done it for a while, but um yeah, so I get a little bit of fun out of this, but I wouldn't say I really like these movies that much. I can't imagine ever rewatching them. But I like it because it's a unique idea. It's not based on an IP. It's getting people out, especially like younger people, out to see movies. Like it has lots and lots of positive effects. I love that. I'm actually
yep.
surprised we haven't seen any like news stories of boycotts or the church coming after this movie. It's usually this stuff gets um, the Christian right really upset, and I'm surprised we haven't seen that.
I couldn't imagine any Catholic or Christian sitting down and actually watching this unless they heard about some of the scenes. One of my favorite moments, there is a moment where I love the lore. I do like the lore and where they're going with these movies, and like kind of having this uh pure evil against, we don't know yet, but she could be pure good. Like,
Yeah,
kind of having these two forces come against each other. I think that sounded dirty. Having these two forces, being
clash.
rivals.
Yeah.
Yes, clash. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. I'm enjoying, and because I liked what she had in the first one, and there's like a sword involved. It's a little silly, but it's like it's beyond what you got in like Jason and stuff. It's like they put a little more thought into it. There's a scene in here with like flashes of hell. There's a scene they do with I don't know if it's claymation or whatever, but with like the Mother Mary. You I think that really sticks with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do a lot of this stuff, honestly,
And a lot
because
of it is
it
it's
looks more real than like a clay dummy or
yeah.
a plastic dummy. You know what I mean? Like it looks more real, and so a lot of and that's more of the fun is I'm like, geez, how do they do that? There's my favorite scene, I guess, would be there is a shower scene that was excellent and just gruesome as hell. And
Oh, in this one, yeah.
yeah, in this one, and my reaction, my reaction to this the extreme violence is laughter. It just makes me laugh. It's so funny. And I purposely went to see this early. I like to go to late show times. I purposely went to like an 8 p.m. showing on opening night so I could be with a packed crowd, and it was a blast, man. It was a total blast.
I saw it. That's what I kind of want to talk about is I saw it with a packed crowd, and I'm in line, and there's this mother and her daughter. Her daughter's got to be 17, 18, something like that, right? Maybe a little older. I don't know. And I just turned around and I was like, her daughter walked off, and I'm like, oh, like, have you seen like the other ones? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, these are like I don't know. We kind of got talking, but I was like, these are very, very gory movies. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, they're like real. Like people are walking out of them. Like they gave me a barf bag at the last one. So, anyway, and she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can leave, like, if I have to. And I saw her walking into the theater, but I didn't see her again because I kind of want to know if she left.
Yeah, so we had a few people come out and ask for refunds. We had to turn down this woman trying to bring her baby into the theater. The kid
Dude.
was like 3 years old, and the manager was like, "We can't. You can't. Like, if a parent wants to bring their 11-year-old, 10-year-old, but 3 years old, we were like, this is good." And the manager's reasoning was, they're going to be a disturbance to other people in the theater.
I don't understand why anyone would bring like anyone under like 3 into a theater, like, but I walked into the theater, and of course the last people to show up into the theater are this older guy and then like 5 younger kids, like 12 and under, like, and I'm saying there's probably one about 9 or 10, which is my oldest son's age, like 9. And when I was leaving, I just couldn't even believe it. I'm like looking at these kids, and they're being like loud and like, oh, so cool because and then they were just quiet the whole fucking movie. Like,
yeah, and you keep going.
No, and then when I left, they were all standing outside, and all of these, and this dad, like, he looked like the kind of person that, like, maybe has done some drugs or was doing some drugs, and maybe he shouldn't be watching all these kids, and like he was, and he's kind of looking at them and he's like, yeah, that was cool, right, guys? And they were all like, and some of them were like, oh man, that scene. And then there were like the youngest one of them, he looks and he's like, it was a little loud at times, eh, guys? And that's all he could say, and I could tell he was just like shaking in his boots. And then the guy says to him, he's like, okay, well, some of your moms will be here soon. See you later. He wasn't even the dad of all these
He doesn't have to deal with the nightmares and yeah.
Oh,
and
my God.
And I know, I'm sure you feel conflicted like I do about that, where,
I mean, I do.
It's like, I'm sure everyone has the story of, I saw this movie too young.
What was yours?
Chucky.
Mine was The Sixth Sense. Gave me nightmares for weeks.
Yeah, so Child's Play I saw when I was 9 or 10 or something, but I look back now on it and I am very pleased with it. Oh, and Jaws. My mom showed me and my sister Jaws when I was like 6 or 7 or
It was
8.
Jaws 2 for me. I saw on TV.
Okay,
and I didn't realize it was Jaws 2 until I rewatched it a little while ago, and because I can remember the scene and a body flips over and it's like, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the scene that scarred me.
So now, like, you and I cherish those memories and we remember it fondly.
Yeah.
So I want that to continue to happen. However, this is like more extreme than Child's Play and Jaws, and I mean, this is like kind of maybe really damaging. I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Art is a great character. Yeah. So I saw you gave it 2.5. That is shockingly low.
Yeah, 2.5, like leaning 2.5 out of 5, meaning 51% out of 100.
Okay.
So I just barely like it, and the reason it's that way is just like the first one, but not as just like the second one. This guy needs an editor. He edits these movies himself. He should edit this stuff down. This could make a like amazing hour 45-minute movie.
Yeah.
But for the second one to be 2 hours and 20 minutes and this one to be over 2 hours, by the end I was just like, okay, I get it. I get it again. And that's just because the characters and the story is not that exciting or interesting or different. But I don't want to take away from anyone's fun. I like that this is doing well at the box office. So I will gladly step aside and let people enjoy it. And I hope to see Art again,
Oh, we will.
Yeah, I see Terrifier 4 is already on Lauren Lavera's page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But yeah, so she was only in 2 and 3.
It was the one part I did like about this, which I don't like in other movies, is that I think they made her psychosis and people not believing her and stuff. I think they made that feel real. I wasn't like, oh, come on, just believe her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can understand why people wouldn't believe her. Like, they haven't seen Art the Clown in 5 years. She's been in mental hospital, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing I thought of, as she was, and sorry for anyone who's listening, as she was chewing through her uncle's intestine to break free, I thought that no final girl has ever had to do so much in a movie to survive
Yeah.
than this girl.
She's definitely like tortured in this. Although
Yes.
I will say in another movie that we're going to review, I think the actress went through a different kind of hell to get the performance that we get.
Yes. And one final thing that I thought of in the theater, if you like these movies and you like a little bit of cheesy B practical effects movies, watch the Hatchet movies. Not a lot of people talk about the Hatchet movies, but they are like usually on Tubi or whatever, and I love them because they're like very similar to this, a lot of fake blood, silliness, but give those a shot if you like the Terrifier movies.
Cool.
So,
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I would say that they are in line with, but I can't, other than In a Violent Nature. That's all I can think of. That's
I love
closer.
that scene. I love that scene though.
Yeah, that should be. You remember that? I think I recommended it to you. There's a YouTube channel called Dead Meat, and they do the horror awards at the end of the year. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes, because you sent it to me. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, so I hope this year when they do the horror awards that they give notice to the In a Violent Nature. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, me too. I like Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm just sick of it, and I think it's a Halloween movie, not a Christmas movie.
It's been playing at our theater.
Yeah, it had a 4K remaster thing. It actually was in the top 10 of box office. I think it made number 10. So yeah, do you want to introduce Smile? I feel like I've been talking way too much.
Let's do The Apprentice next.
Okay. He is adamant about doing The Apprentice.
I have it up and I'm ready for it.
Okay, go.
All right. So The Apprentice is a movie that we both saw. This is the 2024 Ali Abbasi movie, and Ali Abbasi we know from. I think this is his first English language movie. Yes, it is.
Holy Spider.
Did last year. Yes, Holy Spider and Border.
I haven't seen Border yet.
I would recommend Border. It is.
Oh, I do want it. Yeah.
Really cool and weird and different. Came out in 2018. Holy Spider came out in 2022, and I think Holy Spider, was it nominated, Mitch?
It could have been.
I think it got some nominations, or it was possible for Best Foreign Language. You and I both. I know we both. You saw that, yeah? We both saw it.
Yes, we both really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
And it's a true story about you should watch Holy Spider. Like it's true. It's a very sad true story. But anyway.
Yep. So this movie, you know the term The Apprentice. It's about. So it's featuring a young Donald Trump, played by Sebastian Stan. We have Jeremy Strong here playing Roy Cohn, infamous lawyer.
I'm sorry can you explain who Donald Trump is for all those people who might not know?
I think everyone knows who he is.
Sorry, I had to get that joke in there. Keep going.
Maria Bakalova plays Ivanka Trump, and then there's a couple other side characters here. Nobody else that I know by name. Am I not thinking of anyone? No, Martin Donovan, maybe. You know that name?
Yeah,
maybe?
Martin Donovan he did a really good Fred Trump, I thought. He played Trump's dad, and I think he did a really good job. But no one else really stuck out to me.
Oh yeah, so Maria Bakalova is Ivana Trump.
Yeah, Ivana.
Ivanka is Emily Mitchell. And so this is Donald Trump getting started as a younger man in New York City in the 70s. So the movie shows him getting kind of under the spell of Roy Cohn. Now, I had some nice context for this because I saw the movie Where Is My Roy Cohn, which was a 2019.
I've heard that's very good.
It's awesome. It's a 2019 documentary. I don't know why I saw it. Maybe just because it was in theaters.
Sounds like
that
you.
Explained. Yeah.
You see doors open to theaters, and you're like, oh. You're like a moth to a flame. You just walk in. You couldn't care what.
Man. If it's in a theater, I'm gonna see it. And I'm glad I did now because now I can say I've seen that documentary about Roy Cohn because, and before this weekend that wouldn't have mattered, but it gives incredible context on who this guy was. He was a terrible, terrible, slimy lawyer for some of the worst people. And this is not necessarily an opinion. He's just known. He's known now for doing lots of things, influencing lots of people, using shady tactics, maybe even illegal tactics, to get things he wants. And maybe it's not even his fault. It's just the American legal system allows this type of person. But the movie is Donald Trump as a young man coming under the tutelage of Roy Cohn, and then seeing what we kind of already all know. This story wasn't. I didn't learn a lot about Trump from this necessarily. I knew he was tied up with Roy Cohn in his early years. I knew he started in real estate in the 70s in New York, but I had a pretty good time with this movie for a few reasons. The first one is I think the production design, the music, Sebastian Stan as Trump is great. I think the makeup and hair is done very well. They did a great job of really setting the stage and making a good scene. Even the cars, like New York feels like the 70s New York, at least how I have seen it in other movies. So yeah, I enjoyed this a good bit, but I just wonder who the movie is made for, because those that maybe need to see this absolutely will not. And those that, want to see this, kind of know this stuff. So what's your take on this movie?
Well, and the thing is, it also, when you say who is this for, I'm wondering if you mean who is this for, liberals or conservatives? Because I don't think it's going to make either side angry or upset or teach either side anything new.
Right.
Is that maybe
that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Right. Because it's I don't know. When I saw this being made, I saw lots of pictures of Sebastian Stan as Trump in the streets and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, here it comes. Here comes the Trump movie. Everyone's been kind of talking about it. And to me, what I wrote in my review is this feels like the first chapter in many more chapters to come of Trump movies.
Absolutely should have been a series.
It right, kind of like how The Crown, The Crown is
Yep.
This could have been a series of and then someone could have played him when he's older or something, right? Because I know Brendan Gleeson played him in one movie that I didn't see, or a miniseries. But yeah, I did learn some little things, like how kind of Trump Tower was built, but I didn't really give a shit about. And I'm not trying to get into politics here. I'm just saying, it's like if they made a whole movie about why the CN Tower was built, or the Twin Towers or something. Sorry. And of course, Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohn is great. I don't know Jeremy Strong from a lot. Most people know him from Succession.
What?
Maria,
yeah, you do.
What do I know him from the best then?
You definitely know him from The Big Short.
Tell me. Okay.
And also the Trial of the Chicago 7 from a couple years ago.
Right.
And Zero Dark 30. He was in The Happening, Black Mass, The Gentleman, Lincoln.
Jesus.
I know. Detroit. He was in that really funny movie with Matthew McConaughey called Serenity.
Oh yeah.
He does kind of melt away. He looks like a kind of a nerdy geek,
Yeah, and you know what though? I don't know if it was him or not, but he made me like this character, this smarmy lawyer, especially near the end. And it's there's some things that happen to his character.
It's tragic, man.
It's
so sad.
It is sad. And I think the best part of this movie, and again, I'm not trying to get political, but is how you find out how Trump treats him near the end,
right,
and how that relationship kind of ends, and the awkwardness there. I think that's kind of what the whole movie builds to, but it wasn't like this here's the end, final act, not that I need that, but fuck, I don't really remember even much from this movie.
Yeah, I think the story between him and Ivana is really boring. Maria Bakalova's character, like when
She
they
was good. Like
she
when
was
she
great.
showed up, I was like, cool. And then
Me
she just
too.
kind of faded into the background.
Me
like,
too. I'm like, oh, I'm so good. I love seeing her on
Me
screen because
too.
she's awesome. But I think they should have like they really needed to do more comedy with this. I think that would have helped it because there are some funny moments, but to pick it up and to make it roll better,
Yeah.
some more comedic moments would be good in it.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're right. It just wasn't enough comedy. It wasn't enough like biting drama. It wasn't, it just like the funniest part I found was like when he's standing next to Andy Warhol and they kind of like, he's like, oh, hey, like, oh, like, what do you paint kind of thing. Or I can't remember what he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a lot of notes. Jeez. I just said like, Roy reminded me, Jeremy Strong's character, the way he was playing reminded me of Ray Romano mixed with Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
I could totally see it. Definitely the Sheldon vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. Stan, to me, Stan Sebastian, who played Trump, he does, to me, disappear because I don't think he's a big enough actor to not disappear. You know what I mean? Like if it was someone bigger, I'd be like, okay, there's this person. But was he Trump at times? I don't think it's Oscar worthy. I think Roy Cohn, Jeremy Strong's character, is Oscar worthy.
I would agree too. I would agree. While I like the makeup and the hair work and the accent and even the movement with his lips, like he did a good job nailing.
He did
nailing him down. But I think the Roy Cohn character was just way better.
Yeah.
Realized. And I remember having a thought back to a thought we just shared a second ago, me going, damn, do I really feel empathy for Roy Cohn? Like this guy's a monster, but I kind of feel for this guy.
And Trump at the beginning, like I felt like, like look at this guy, like especially with his dad and his dad who like, and honestly, and again, but it feels like Trump, the way kind of Trump looks at his kids, almost like his two sons,
I know, right?
Like, like I want better of you, and the way his, and you wonder if that's the way it is. I mean, obviously Trump has given his sons jobs and whatever, so he must think that they're capable. But his dad, that's when I felt bad for Trump, and I'm like, okay, well, I kind of understand why Trump is the way he is today. But
yeah, you can see how he would be shaped in an environment like that.
It just, like I said, it feels like the first tiny chapter in the chapter of the book of Trump, and
right. Yep.
And there's a lot more. So
so for me, this was, I think, 3 stars.
Me too. 3 stars.
Like it's good, it's fine, it's okay, but I wish this was like smashing and just
it's
more,
like more hard hitting.
Yeah,
like, more. I don't know, like that, the way we think that future movies will be, like a little more, like even though we lived it and we know, like earlier this year I watched Pleading the Sixth or Pleading the
because I Plead the Fifth.
No, it was shit. It was a documentary about what happened on
the 6th, yeah.
January 6th, and it was like Pleading the Sixth or something. And that was very hard hitting. And and obviously Trump had some involvement in that, as did, like a lot of people, but like it was, to me, that was just 10 times more hard hitting than this was. I was like,
right,
a lot of things I was like, oh shit, like when people died and people got hurt and the way like some people were affected and stuff, I was like, so anyways, I'll remember that movie, The Sixth, more than I will this.
Yeah. So that's The Apprentice. Saved it for streaming, I guess.
And if you had given me $1 million to guess what Trump's mother's nationality was, I would never have guessed Scottish.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that.
I was like, and then she came and she's talking, and I'm like, what the hell? And then she's talking about her Scottish background, and I'm like, Trump's mother is Scottish?
Yeah, I know.
That blew me away more than anything in this movie.
Yeah.
Anyways. But isn't it interesting? This was a production between Canada, Denmark, Ireland, and the States.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird how it came together because, like I said at the beginning, this is Abbasi's first English language film. So
yeah, and he's
all the movies and
Iranian
topics-
Danish.
yeah, he's Iranian. He's an Iranian guy, so it's funny
Yeah.
for him to pick. And his other movies are very foreign. Like
Yes.
Holy Spider is Iranian, and then Border is like Swedish, Switzerlandish.
And it's
like
a weird movie.
It's weird, like it's a creature feature. Like the guy has a
Yeah.
weird, so it's just it's. I guess I should read up on how this came together.
Me too. That might be a better movie.
It could be, yeah.
So, do you want to lead us into Smile 2 as well?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So Smile 2 is the follow-up by Parker Finn, director Parker Finn. He wrote and directed both those movies, so he is on quite the tear. He has a couple other small movies that I haven't heard of, nobody's heard of. He's like 35, 36. And because of the big success of Smile number 1, we get this sequel, Smile 2. And it opens up right as the first movie ends. So if you're going to watch this one, you might want to watch the last 5 minutes, or if you remember the last 5 minutes, because it opens with an awesome scene of
Kyle Gallner.
Kyle Gallner as the police officer dealing with this infection kind of thing.
And I'll just say to those people who maybe don't want to watch it, the best thing you can do if you're going to see a sequel is read the last paragraph of the Wikipedia plot description. That's what I did.
That's a
I
great
read
call.
the last 2 paragraphs as that scene was going. I'm like, shit, wait, what?
Yeah, because the scene, like the movie opens and there's a text on screen that says 5 days later, and that's it. So you don't know
that's it.
Like
I was like,
if you hadn't seen the first, you wouldn't know what that meant. It just says.
Did I show up late?
Right. So this story is following someone named Sky Riley, and she's like a Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish. Did I miss anyone? No.
It reminded me a lot, but like done better, of the M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap this year.
I was gonna bring that up for sure.
Okay.
So we follow this like global pop star who has just recently gone through rehab. She was in a horrible car accident because she was heavy into drugs of all kinds, and she's gone through rehab now, and she's trying to build her image back together, kind of like Britney Spears has done. Well, Britney Spears didn't necessarily have the drug problem, but you get what I'm saying. The car accident was the kind of rock bottom of her realizing she had a problem. So she's gone through rehab. She's trying to rebuild her image, do some tours, get back in with the label. And she begins experiencing these terrifying events where she's like overwhelmed with these crazy hallucinations. These people are smiling at her in a creepy way. And then they just kind of consistently get worse. So, of course, we, the audience, know that she's infected with the smile parasite or virus, but she, of course, doesn't figure that out until later in the movie. I think this is an excellent follow-up. I liked it quite a bit, and I might even like it more than the original. Not to say that this is a 5-star movie, but the character that we follow, Naomi Scott as Sky Riley, is really captivating, and she is in basically every shot of this movie. And she have to be like so scared that she's crying, and I think she does it, perfectly. She is like phenomenal here, and the events unfold kind of like the first movie, so I could see someone having a problem with it not being that different. I heard this movie described as The Ring mixed with It Follows, and that's kind of true. But I still liked it. It is filled with jump scares, and which I normally don't like, but in my opinion, it earns most of the jump scares that it gives us. And we get a bigger budget here, as we can tell just by, if you watch the trailer, you can tell that they're spending more money on these crowd scenes and stuff. So I had a great time with this. I think this is good and scary and definitely worth seeing. What did you think?
Yeah, you have it in your box office draft, and it cost 28 million, which is a lot for a horror movie, but it's already brought in double that worldwide. So,
Awesome.
and it's still going to continue to make money. I wasn't as high on this movie as everyone else. I, I, I don't really get the love for the movie. I feel like
Wow.
I'm outside of the crowd on this one, trying to understand. I think it's still a 3-star, 3.5 movie.
Okay.
Um, and I really enjoyed the first one so much better. Like, and the way it went about things, like there was more, and this is weird, but like there was more like deaths and like I love the opening scene. This
The
movie
opening
was,
scene is masterful, I think.
I think so too.
It's a one take, it's a long shot,
Yes.
and it's just awesome. It really like gets you in. It's what a cold open should be, I think, for a movie.
I am not a huge fan of movies that spend a lot of time on what only one person is seeing, hallucinations, dreams,
Sure.
things that other people aren't seeing, and that is most of the movie. And I have a hard time with those movies because it's like what is real and what isn't, and what is she actually seeing, and stuff. So a lot of the middle part felt just like there was a lot of tension though, like the tension. This felt like, oh, I can't remember, there was another movie a few weeks ago, but there was just a lot of tension, and that's what kept me going. And everything was so well done, the production, her acting, the like the songs, everything they put into this movie was so, you could see that $28 million on the screen. it
Definitely.
was it was definitely used well. And so I guess that some bad CGI, some cool effects. There was some bad CGI, but there's some good CGI. But I like the end. The end kind of reminded me almost of The Substance in a way.
Yep. Yep.
Almost ended the
Definitely.
same way, but I like how that might allude to a future Smile movie.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
What did you
and
think? One of the scenes that really wowed me, and we don't have to spoil it, but I want to hear what you think of it. Was the scene in her apartment when there are several people there?
when there are several people there,
Yeah,
including
like
her
her whole
friend.
dance crew is in her apartment with her.
Oh, yes. Is
I thought that was really effective and scary.
That was really well done. I found it silly. Yeah, I think it was well done. Um, but it continued too long and kind of became a little silly for me.
I think that yeah, this could have, back to editing. This could have been cut down a bit. This is also over 2 hours, just barely.
Yeah.
And one of my complaints, and maybe you have the same, is we get a character here in the movie that is an exposition character, where this character just basically explains what's happening, and
Is it the friend, the assistant, or the mom?
it's neither.
Really? Who else? Oh, the guy who shows up later. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So
I
we get someone
mean,
that just comes in and tells us the movie to her, and that feels a little cheap way of getting out of having to write how she figures things out. It
yeah.
makes sense in the world that she's in, but when he showed up, I'm like, ah, man, we kind of like crash to a slowdown when he comes in.
I wrote in my notes, I'm like, who is this guy? And there's only been like a few instances of this smile disease or whatever before her, of
Right.
course, like the girl in the first movie. Who was she played by? She was great. Sosie Bacon, Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Yeah,
And
and see, a reason or you finish your thought about him.
um yeah, he was just like, he showed up, and like there's only been so many people before, and he seems to know everything. And he does explain why he knows everything. And but if he knows everything, then why doesn't everyone know everything? And
Right.
Anyways, but
Right. And so yeah, I'm not crazy about when he shows up. I'm like, okay, all right, all right.
yeah. But what were you
I
gonna
do want to
say?
say her friend in the movie, played by Dylan Jalula.
Yes, I recognize her.
Yeah, she was in Dream Scenario, but even more important, Shithouse. Did you see Shithouse?
And as soon as I saw Shithouse, I was like, yes, okay, that's where I've seen her from. Because I
Yeah,
didn't. She was the daughter in Dream Scenario. She was fine. I don't really remember that, but I remember her from Dreamhouse.
and I've seen her in
Shithouse.
I've seen her in Dream Scenario, Shithouse, Her Smell, Support the Girls, and Flower. I've seen her in all those movies.
Wow.
I know,
Okay.
right? So as
Yeah,
soon as I
she
saw
was-
her, I'm like, oh yeah. She was cool.
And why were they so mean to the gay guy? Like, what did he like?
I know that poor guy.
like
I think that showed like I think, and this is something I think the movie shows well, is like some of the stress and bullshit that a celebrity has to deal with, you know.
right.
But she was definitely a total bitch to that guy. Like all he did was be nice to her, you know.
He felt like the like ugly friend that everybody hates but they keep around or something, and they were just like so mean to him, and I'm like, Jesus, did I miss a scene where he killed someone's mother? Because they were like,
But oh man, but what I like about the movie is like, back to Naomi Scott, like we're watching just the total dismantle of someone's psyche in front of us. It is just, she is like, she's pulling her hair out, like this poor girl. And of course she's taking that out on her mother and her tour people, that gay guy you were talking about.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lucas Gage, maybe? Is that him?
No, that's the other guy. Maybe.
No. Yeah, Lucas Gage is Jack Nicholson's son, I think.
Is it? I don't know. Sorry. Oh, Joshua.
Maybe
Miles.
maybe Raul Castillo. Nope.
I don't know. We're not. This isn't good pod.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Miles. You're right. Joshua, Miles Gutierrez, Riley.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah, he was fun in this. He was sweet. But yeah, he gets treated like total shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I like this a lot. I give this 4 stars. I can't wait. I really hope they pick up on the premise. Here's what I think could happen. At the end of Jurassic World, that stupid clone girl lets the dinosaurs out of the cages to let them just loose on humanity in Southern California.
Yeah, so it's Fallen Kingdom, the second one. Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, thank you. And of course, when the next Jurassic Park comes out, that's not addressed at all.
Right.
And so
yeah, that really bothered me too, but I could talk all day.
You know what I'm saying. So Smile 2 does something in a similar fashion of a way, and I really hope they don't cop out, because it would be interesting to see on screen what would happen if something like this, like dinosaurs being let out on a population happens.
And that is what happens at the end of this. So sorry, spoiler alert, but yes, that girl from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom comes back and she lets out more dinosaurs.
Oh, I hate that girl.
It was good to see Drew Barrymore and her talk show in this.
That's right. Good call.
I was like, oh shit. Like, because in the future, we're going to be getting like, instead of like Ellen or Jimmy Fallon, we're probably going to be getting Drew Barrymore and Kelly Clarkson's shows, right?
Yep.
And I think Drew Barrymore kind of went through that drug thing too and made her way back up. So I kind of wondered if maybe that was part of it. Yeah. So, so anyways, but I love the opening. I do like this movie, and I'd like to give it a second try, maybe with someone else, watch it. But it just didn't work for me the way it is everywhere.
Yeah, and just unfortunately, you had to go into it hearing that everyone loved it so much.
And you did, and you were like, you were excited, and I'm like, well, good. I'm like, and then I'm seeing the jump scares, and I'm like, why did he love this? But the jump scares are done really well. If I was going to make any kid sit down and watch a movie with jump scares, because obviously that's the thing that really gets all of us, especially kids.
Yep.
This is, I would say, watch Smile 2, because these are good, effective jump scares that work. And
Agree.
I feel like I'm going to talk about some movies for a little bit, but I'll try to get through them.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
quickly.
So I guess before you do, I can say that I can just mention the other ones that I saw. So I saw the movie Goodrich with Mila Kunis and Michael Keaton. It's a
Wait.
totally fine, sweet drama that
Do you think-
we're streaming.
Sorry, do you think I could pee while you do this since we're live?
You know
Or
what?
do we
I need.
both want to pee?
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right, everyone on live, I apologize. We're taking a quick break. Goodbye.
All right. So while Mitch gets back, I saw Goodrich, Michael Keaton, Mila Kunis. It's fine.
Oh, you're back. Hold on.
It's a drama. I can just finish what I was talking about, Mitch.
All right, keep talking.
And I would just wait to stream it. The other movie that I saw was Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, and that was an excellent documentary about Christopher Reeve. I'm not that big of a Superman fan or early superhero movies, so I don't have that connection. But it was.
I feel like my mom should watch this.
Yeah, I could
she
see
loved-
anyone
she
who is older than us probably appreciating it. It
My
has
mom
his-
still hasn't watched the Michael J. Fox one, which I really want her to.
Oh,
'cause that
yeah,
one's
Still?
awesome. Yeah,
Still, yeah.
yeah.
The movie's name is Still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
and
saw
she
that.
still hasn't watched it.
And then I saw the Kate Blanchett movie called Rumors. It's in theaters
Mm.
now. Also, didn't enjoy it that much. I'm sure it's a political humor movie, and I'm sure there's metaphors and stuff that I'm just not smart enough or versed enough to understand. So it went over my head. Did not enjoy it that much. So, but I want to hear about
Yeah.
the two that you listed. Or
Cato
three.
Lake. Well, I'm going to kind of talk about three. So Cato Lake is a new movie that is out on Max, or for us Canadians, Crave. And I really enjoyed this, so I want to just kind of briefly talk about it. And I can't tell you anything more than what the log line says. So this is, oh man. Can you do me a favor and like maybe look up where this was like shot or because I can't tell the area, but it feels like the South, like Louisiana or something.
Sure, yeah. I've heard
With
this
the
is good, and I heard it's good to go in blind.
You have to go in blind. When an 8-year-old girl disappears on Cato Lake, a series of past deaths and disappearances begin to link together, altering a broken family's history. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone. It's being put out there as horror, but it's definitely not a horror. It's a PG-13 thriller, more of a mystery than anything. Like there's some movies in this, there's some moments in this where I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, oh my God, that means this and this means that. And it's like mind bending, right? It stars Dylan O'Brien, who
Cool. I
everyone
haven't
would
seen him in a while.
recognize. Yeah, and he's the lead along with Eliza Scanlon from Baby Teeth, who I don't know if you remember if you watched Baby Teeth from like a year ago, 2 years ago.
No, I don't think I
She
did.
was also in Little Women. She was one of the sisters. And yeah.
So
would
yeah,
know
this is Texas and Louisiana, so it is.
Yeah, okay. So the Louisiana would make sense. It's a lot of like shallow lakes and boggy areas and swamps and stuff, crocs and gators. This also has Lauren Ambrose, who was in 6 Feet Under, one of my favorite TV show of all time. and Sam Hennings. Not nobody else you really recognize, but this is just very mind bending and had me on the edge of my seat. For the first half an hour, 45 minutes, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is like, your traditional someone goes missing, the daughter doesn't get along with her parents, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns into something completely different. And to the point where I kind of wish I could go back and watch it again because all that stuff in the beginning would make more sense.
Right.
And I literally had a pen and paper out and I was like writing down, okay, so that means that this, and I had like arrows and everything. So
yeah, you know what this sounds like? It reminds me a little bit of is oh, who are the guys that did the Endless? You were gonna watch the Endless? Soon, right?
that's in my horror list. This reminds me of something like a couple movies.
Did you see Synchronic?
No, same guys that did Endless.
Same guys that did the Endless, yeah. Like
Okay.
where, yeah, they're like time starts to play a factor.
Oh, okay. This one reminds me of another movie that I can't say because it would give something away. So unfortunately, anyways, it's literally available to watch in your home. I think if you get to that halfway point and you're like, okay, no, this isn't for me, then turn it off because it if you're gonna pick it apart, then you're not gonna enjoy it, And I know that's hard for some people. And I picked it apart, like I went through it all, and I'm like, oh, okay, and liked it. But I could feel some people saying like, well, that couldn't happen, and
I see,
kind of ruin the fun for themselves. But anyways, that's Kato Lake on Max. Watch it now. The other movie I was going to talk about is Salem's Lot and its remake. Essentially, I'm going to talk about both, but Salem's Lot, the original, was a 1979 miniseries.
Oh, I didn't know it was that old. I thought it was like from the early 2000s.
No, there have been a couple, I think, remakes. There was a TV show in the 2000s, so maybe
okay,
maybe that's what did I write? Basically James Mason. He's in this. He is just great as this character, who is actually like maybe one of the bigger characters in the book. I mean, in the movie, this is based on a Stephen King novel, and it was, so it's essentially about vampires, and it sucks because that going in, and we basically don't get vampires until the final act, and that's the worst part about both movies is, like, especially in the miniseries, like you're watching a lot of like, human drama when really like we know there's vampires coming, and it's like almost that shouldn't have been known because like they're trying to figure things out, and there's a love story, and this guy, it's a lot like Dracula. This guy moves to town, and then he wants this coffin brought in, and he comes from out of nowhere, and so it's the original's good. I gave it 3 stars. I think it's worth a watch, but it's a little slow going. Like there's a lot of time spent on the mystery when we already know, like, because this book was written in the 70s. I mean, we've had how many vampire movies? We know about vampires now.
Yeah.
But the last act of this is just awesome and great, and kind of it did some things different. The effects in the original are really bad too. Like it's basically a mask.
Oh,
yeah, it's basically a mask. Like the lips don't even move. So yeah. But so I watched the remake, and I didn't have that up. I apologize. Salem Law.
Yeah, with Lewis Pullman.
Mackenzie Lee, Pilu Asbiek, who you guys will probably recognize from Game of Thrones, if anything. Spencer Treat Clark and Alfred Woodard, Bill Camp, and William Sadler, this is his 4th Stephen King adaptation he's been in. And Spencer Treat Clark, who is the one guy's son, whatever. Anyways, this movie is really awful, and I don't suggest anyone watching it. Lewis Pullman like I've liked him and stuff, but I feel like this could almost be the downfall of his career if he doesn't pull out of this. This is just horrible. Nobody in this movie can seem to act except for Bill Camp, who is just, he was the best part of Sound of Freedom, and he is the best part of this movie.
He was.
Yeah, and he's funny and he's good, and I need to see him in more. And so let me just pull up my notes.
Yeah,
here.
and this is we were mentioning this earlier, back to vampire movies being PG-13. Is that the case here?
Yes, this movie is, oh my god, it's rated R, but I don't understand how it's rated R.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Like there's some like moments with like blood and stuff, but it's so quick. It like flashes, like, you know what I mean? It's like you see something, a vampire cut someone in half, and then that's all you see. It like cuts away. I had a lot more to say, but my main point is this movie is awful.
Yeah, it has a pretty low score on Letterboxd, 2 point something, and on IMDb it has 5.7. So that's pretty bad.
It has a it's a poor script. It's really bad directing. This is the director's second movie after Annabelle Comes Home, which I didn't like. Florence likes that one. I didn't really like that one. So this is his second movie now. It reminds me a lot of the new, what was that movie that David Duchovny was in? The horror movie that came out like last year and it went straight to Max as well. I feel like Max is just picking up these remakes. And this movie saved itself from getting a half star thanks to a final act that was kind of decent and different from the original, although there was some really stupid moments in the ending. But
damn, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, I feel like the director is to blame because he also helped write the script. You know, he
are you thinking of Pet Sematary, the new Pet Sematary?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that was bad. Bloodlines, yeah. And this is another Stephen King. This is a Stephen King thing, right?
Exactly. Did Max do Bloodlines?
Oh, let me see.
Because I feel like I know it went straight to like a streaming.
No, it went to Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. I just feel like it's all like the same. Like these
they really
streaming
feel
services are picking up just horror movies that they can remake, and then they know they're going to get a crowd, right? Because
of the name, yeah.
And Stephen King fans, like, and it's just awful.
That's the downside of streaming. They just need content.
And I guess I will. I am talking a lot, but I gave that 1 star. But I did watch Bug. And that's the one.
Talk about it, because I've seen this. I saw this. I think I told you. I saw this in Chicago at my beloved Music Box Theater, and I saw it with Michael Shannon and director Tracy Letts in attendance.
Yeah, and Tracy Letts is an actor who, it was directed by William Friedkin, but written by Tracy Letts.
Yeah, written by Tracy. Sorry, yeah, the writer was there, but Tracy
He's
also
an actor
wrote
and a director.
Yeah.
But he's written a lot of things. Like Tracy Letts has. Like he's written a lot of like plays, and he wrote Lady Bird.
That's right.
No, he was in Lady Bird. What was he?
Oh yeah, Greg didn't. Yeah. Lady Bird was a remake of a remake of a remake.
Right. He wrote August, Osage County, Killer Joe. He wrote. He's written some good ones. So. This one is called Bug, and it's starring Ashley Judd and Michael Shannon. And then Harry Connick Jr. has a little part as well.
Yeah.
Essentially,
it's a cool chamber piece. Yeah.
Yes. It's about Ashley Judd. She's down on her luck. She doesn't have a lot of money. She's in a hotel room. She has an abusive ex-boyfriend played by Harry Connick Jr. And she lives in this, like, basically motel, like, you know.
Yeah.
And she's just got this room, and she meets this guy played by Michael Shannon, who's come back from the war, and
he is all sorts of messed up mentally.
And at first, you don't really get that. At first, you think it reminded me a lot of like his character in Take Shelter. You think you think he's like kind of, oh, okay, like there's something there, but maybe he's just trying to work through some stuff. But then you realize, okay, no, he's really off. He's
And
got
he
some
plays
issues.
it like as if he's a meth head too.
Yes, he does.
In that, like, well, and maybe that's just like how they had his character, but because I thought I remember him having like sores on his face. Does he?
See, that's getting into spoilers if I.
Oh,
But-
well. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I am
I'm just
giving-
saying because you're right. Like, if you really watch the movie and I had pipe sitting on,
okay, yeah.
you know what I mean? So I don't like, and I don't think that's a deterrent from watching the movie. I think you should still see it if you haven't seen it, because it's diving into madness. And the best part is like not the best part. It's horrific to watch, but the best part is watching Michael Shannon pull Ashley Judd's character into this because
Yeah.
she is like fine at the beginning, and then all of a sudden by the end she's right with them. Not by the end, but like as it goes on. And this is a very interesting movie. William Friedkin, who has just made some of our greatest movies, just all over the map though, like just will make anything. Ashley Judd in this reminded me of like Toni Collette in Hereditary, where
Yeah,
it's like,
I could see that.
why doesn't she have an Oscar nomination for this? Because like Ashley Judd's barely been in anything since this, and I feel like this could have been like her Oscar pull.
Yeah,
but
and this came out in what, 2006?
yeah. So I was looking at kind of.
I remember really enjoying this movie.
Yeah.
I remember having heard about it and then never actually got to it, and then I'm like, oh, it's showing, and Michael Shannon's going to be there. And I wish I
That's
could remember
awesome.
some of the Q&A stuff because they got on stage and did questions afterward. But it's a cool. It's like I talk about this a lot when I meet people to talk about movies with. I love movies that can be set in one place with just one or two characters that are interesting and keep my attention, even though there's no budget, no special effects. It's just like, whoa, what is going on with these people?
My last movie like that was Mass. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was
Great movie.
Oh, I love her
Ann
so
Dowd.
much. Ann Dowd, yes. And if you put Ann in anything, I will watch it. But
speaking of Hereditary,
yeah, exactly. So essentially, like what I should have said is Michael Shannon, he comes back from the war and he thinks he has bugs. Like he thinks there's bugs. He thinks the army put bugs in him and that's why they let him go, or he escaped, and he's very delusional, or what's the other, paranoid.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very interesting movie. It's on like Plex and Tubi right now for free to watch with ads. So like it's a good one. It's not too long. And it'll make your skin crawl. I think it'll make you feel a certain way that I think only movies can make you feel, unless you went out and were like Michael Shannon.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's very good. Bug.
So I think that's it. Do you know what's coming out this weekend? I don't know if you wanted to say.
Yeah, so I am polling for the movie Conclave, which Ray Fiennes supposedly has Oscar potential for. It's kind of like the two. It's kind of like the Two Popes movie. Also, is Venom 3: The Last Dance.
Oh, right.
And Anora, which I am so excited for, opens in a couple more places. I don't think I get it yet until next Thursday. Ugh. But,
Sean Baker's follow-up to After Sun, right? After Sun? No,
not After Sun.
That's not Sean Baker. That's the Florida Project.
Yeah, Tangerine, crazy? The Florida Project.
Okay, yes.
And then I think that's it for the big ones because
Red Rocket, yeah.
Oh, Red Rocket. I loved Red Rocket.
Me too.
Yeah, so Venom, Conclave. Oh, Your Monster with Melissa Barrera.
Yeah, I did. I was going to put that on my watch list for Halloween, but I don't think I'll be able to get to it. But I've heard good things, early good things.
Yeah, it played at our theaters on Monday
okay.
as one of those secret movies.
Yeah.
So I will be seeing all three of those movies and reporting back here about them.
Okay, cool. I will definitely see Venom and the Conclave. I don't know, the trailer for the Conclave looks really interesting. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, even the fucking Two Popes. I sat there and watched Two Popes talk for 2 hours and I liked it a lot.
So I haven't seen the trailer for Conclave, and I usually am kind of tired with religious movies, but I'm working it, so I have to see it anyway. So
okay. I don't
Too
know.
bad
It
for me.
looks almost like the two popes met Da Vinci Code. Almost like
yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah.
Christian movies that just kind of, or Catholic movies that just kind of like, but yeah. So,
But
anyways,
yeah, that's what we got coming up this weekend.
that is. I feel like I talked a lot. So
No, I think
next-
it was pretty good. I
Pretty
mean,
equal?
yeah, I didn't have too much else to say because the other the other movies I saw just weren't worth commenting that much on.
yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
the Rumors, Goodrich, and Superman. They're
I think
all fine.
Superman, you know what it is, and
And Goodrich
so-
should have been streaming. And I did see a movie by Jodorowsky tonight, but it just didn't work for me. So I'm not even going to mention it.
and Goodrich is about he has Alzheimer's.
No, Goodrich was his wife
Oh,
has like a medical emergency and leaves him. So he's
Okay.
kind of forced to reconnect with his daughter, who is Mila Kunis, who he wasn't maybe the best father. She's pregnant, about to have a kid. And so he's got to take care of his own kids. And, or yeah, he has half kids. So yeah, I wanted to see it just because Mila Kunis, I love her. So it was cool to see her in a movie again because she doesn't do movies that often these days. So
yeah, she's still playing that like troubled daughter almost. Like
yeah,
she
because she was in like a drug where she was a
Glenn
drug addict.
Close
Yeah.
one. But I was thinking of this one. I don't know. Did you see Knox Goes Away?
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? It's a last year movie.
I think I. Oh wait, yes, with Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
That's
he
a
has
good movie.
Alzheimer's. Is it?
Yeah, it's a cool movie. He's like a retired or assassin. He finds out he has cancer, so he
Oh.
like. Yeah, that must be what you were thinking of.
No,
he
he has
finds out
dementia. Diagnosed with
or
a
dementia.
rapidly-
Yeah, dementia.
Okay.
So he wants to do some things before he starts to lose it completely. And
Okay.
yeah, I did see that. I remember I actually drove pretty far to go see that one.
But it's a 2023 movie.
That might have been like in February of this year.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was probably categorized as a 23.
That's what I
Yes.
see it as. But if
It
it's
was.
this year,
Oh,
then
but I can
might-
tell you because I reviewed it. So I saw it on March of this year. Yep.
Oh, so okay, all right.
So it was
Then
in
I
theaters
will-
March 20th of this year, but it came out in 2023.
Yeah, but obviously had a. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that, and then I'll watch Goodrich. I think Keaton is like, and then he was on SNL. Like he is really.
Yeah, you know what?
he's-
I'll tell you what. Now I remember reading my review. This movie, Knox Goes Away, came out right around the time I saw The Killer, which is about another assassin, and so I was
Right.
like, oh, this is similar, you know.
Well, The Killer was last year, wasn't it? January, February, March.
No, well, The Killer was
So
2023.
I guess. Yeah. So I guess. Oh, you watched it in March of 23. You're saying.
No, I watched it in March of 24, but The Killer was
Was like
probably
December, January.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna watch this because I think it looks good. I also am gonna watch Woman of the Hour with Anna Kendrick, which I'm sure you
I've
have
heard about it.
lots about, and
Yep.
your wish would come to theaters. But
exactly.
I'm gonna watch that one because it's getting a lot of buzz right now, and I
I'm
like
gonna-
Anna Kendrick.
And I'm gonna try and watch It's What's Inside because a friend of mine who watches lots of movies on Plex
Dude.
really wants me to see it, so I'm gonna watch it.
I could see it being up there in your end of the year. Like I could see you really getting like enjoying it, and I yeah. So
Yeah, I gotta see it. I'm gonna see it while I have a friend coming to visit from Chicago this weekend, and I'm gonna make him watch it with me.
okay, good. I thank you everyone for being in the chat and talking. I know it distracts me, but it is fun. And thanks everyone for watching live. We've had like many people come in and out, so that's great. And we will see you next week.
Sounds good. Hit the music.
I thought I did.
Oh, there we go.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. now.
YouTube and Facebook at The Hollywood Persona. Feel free to email the show at thehollywoodpersona@gmail.com and make sure to rate, share, and follow on whatever platform you're listening to our show on. It's the little things that help. Thank you.
And you little shithead. You're staying here.
Wait. Oh, wait. I don't know how to work a camera. There it is.
Yeah, this cat's sleeping too, man.
That's his side of the bed now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. He just lays there.
You gotta just hit him with your butt to move him over.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. I'm
everyone.
going to bed.
Yeah, I'm heading there soon. Have a good
All right.
night.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.